Hello friends and my dear students. Today we will discuss on the topic detailed categories of ADRs. ADRs means adverse drug reactions. Now what are the categories? It can be side effect, it can be secondary effect, it can be intolerance, it can be idiosyncrasy, it can be drug allergy, it can be photosensitivity, it can be drug dependence, it can be drug withdrawal reactions, it can be teratogenicity, it can be mutagenicity or carcinogenicity or drug-induced diseases. So all are these categories of ADRs we will be discussing one by one. Now first one is side effects. Now what are side effects? They are unwanted but unavoidable effects which you cannot avoid. It occurs at therapeutic doses. It can be predicted from the pharmacological properties of the drug. Now, reduction in dose decreases symptoms of the side effects. For example, atropine. Now, atropine, it is used as a pre-anesthetic medication. It can produce side effect as dryness of mouth. If you take atropine, your mouth becomes dry. Next example, acetazolamide. It is used as a diuretic, so it can cause side effect of acidosis. Codeine, which is taken in the form of a suspension. Now codeine, when used for drug, it can produce side effect of constipation. Next ADR is secondary effects. It is an indirect result of primary action of the drugs. For example, steroids weaken the host defense mechanism, so latent TB gets activated. It simply means if you take steroids for a longer time, it would suppress the host defense mechanism, it will suppress the immunity, and because of suppression of immunity, latent TB gets activated. Another example, tetracycline can suppress bacterial flora, and this flora is in our stomach, so it can lead to supra-infections. Next ADR category is toxic effects. It is a result of excessive pharmacological activity of the drug. It is due to overdosage or prolonged use of a particular drug. Effects are predictable and dose-related. For example, heparin. Now, heparin is an anticoagulant which prevents coagulation, blood clotting. If we take in higher doses, it will lead to bleeding. Barbiturates. Now, barbiturates, they suppress the CNS brain activity. So, barbiturates in higher doses will cause coma. Morphine in toxic dose will cause respiratory failure. Paracetamol in higher dose can cause liver damage. Next ADR category is intolerance. It is the appearance of a characteristic toxic effects of a drug at therapeutic doses. Normally, at therapeutic dose, there should be a normal response. But if you're getting a toxic response, if you're getting a toxic, harmful response, then it is called intolerance. It indicates that low threshold of individual to the action of drug. Example, if a person takes 1 tablet of chloroquine, so 1 tablet normally do not cause vomiting. But if the person is having intolerance, 1 tablet chloroquine can cause vomiting. A single dose of trifluopromazine, which is an antipsychotic, can lead to muscular dystonias. As you can see in the figure, the person is suffering from muscle dystonia, this twisting of the fingers and hands. Next ADR category is idiosyncrasy. It's an adverse effect to an agent such as a drug which normally does not occur in most patients who are normally using the same agent. Example. Now basically it's a genetically determined abnormal reactivity to a chemical substance. Barbiturates can cause excitement and mental confusion in some people. Students, please note here, barbiturates normally suppress CNS. But if there's an idiosyncrasy case, in that case, barbiturates can also cause excitement and even mental confusion in some of the people. Similarly, quinine can cause cramps, diarrhea in some people. Next ADR category is photosensitivity. Now photo means light. So photosensitive drugs are those drugs that cause moderate to severe skin reaction. And that skin reaction actually resembles a bad sunburn. And when it occurs because of photo. Photo means light. So when a particular chemical gets exposed to the sun, UV rays, it can produce photosensitivity. Usually forehead, nose, hands, arms and lips are affected, as you can see in the photo. You can see the sunburn in the hands of the lady. Now there are two types of reactions of photosensitivity. One is phototoxic and the second one is photoallergic. So what is the difference between phototoxic reaction and photoallergy? Let's understand. Now first we come to phototoxic. Here means that drug metabolite absorbs the light. And because of that light absorption, it undergoes a reaction. So it leads to local tissue damage. And normally we have ultraviolet B rays are responsible for this. Now what type of drugs can cause phototoxicity? Demiclocycline is there. Fluoroquinolones, like you have ciprofloxacin or floxacin. Sulfonamide drugs are there. And there is amiodarone, which is an antiarrhythmic drug. So what is photoallergic? Let's see. It's an allergic reaction caused by drugs in which the UVA rays, please note here it is UVB rays, here it is UVA rays. They change the structure of the drug so that it is seen by the body immune system as an invader. So immune system will attack the drug, considering it as an antigen. So allergic response causes inflammation of the skin in the sun exposed areas. Offending drugs are sulfonamides, sulfonylureas, chloroquine. Now we come to the next category of ADR, that is drug allergy. Now what is allergy? It's an immunological mediated response. It is not related to the pharmacological profile of the drug. It is also called drug hypersensitivity. There are 4 types of hypersensitivity reactions. Type 1, type 2, type 3 and type 4. Let's see one by one. In type 1 reaction, it is also called anaphylactic reactions. They are IgE-mediated reactions. Symptoms occur quickly, so that is why it's called immediate hypersensitivity reactions. Example are urticaria or anaphylactic shock. Type 2 reactions are cytolytic reactions. Cyto means cell, lytic means breakdown. So what happens is, there is the interaction of IgGs, that is immunoglobulin G or IgM antibodies, and complement with the drug allergen. So drug is considered as an allergen and so it produces antibodies. So there is interaction of IgG, NG, IgM with the drug. Symptoms do not come immediately. It is an intermediate reaction. So type 2 reactions are hemolysis, breakdown of RBCs, thrombocytopenia, that is loss of platelets, aplastic anemia, where there is less production of the WBCs and RBCs. Type 3 reaction. Type 3 reaction is a retarded reaction. We also call it Arthus reaction. Now basically what are these reactions? They are drug immune complex reactions. The drug forms immune complex basically with a particular skin protein and the symptoms are retarded, and because of this the person faces rashes. Stevens-Johnson syndrome. Type 4 reaction is delayed hypersensitivity reactions. This is mediated by T cell response, the cell-mediated immune response. Symptoms are highly delayed, that is why they come under the category of delayed hypersensitivity reactions. Examples are contact dermatitis and fever. As you can see, Stevens-Johnson syndrome, this was the person who actually recognized the disorder. There's a butterfly-like rash and comes under type 3 reaction. The drugs frequently which are causing allergies are normally antibiotics like penicillin, tetracycline, sulfonamides, salicylates, chemotherapy drugs for cancer, monoclonal antibodies and anti-HIV drugs. Next category of ADR is drug dependence. Now what is drug dependence? It's a state in which the use of drugs for personal satisfaction is given the highest priority than any other needs. Different aspects are there. You have psychological dependence, there is physical dependence, there is drug abuse, there is drug addiction, and there is drug habituation. Let's understand one by one. in basically psychological dependence, what is it? Psychology is actually basically making you dependent on a drug. So a person believes that optimum state of well-being can only be attained by drug actions. It leads to compulsive use of the drug. The offending drugs are cocaine, opioids. The person is taking cocaine, he becomes psychologically dependent. So what is physical dependence? Person depends on the drug to avoid the withdrawals. So when you withdraw a particular drug, their withdrawal symptoms are seen, right? So person depends on drug to avoid those symptoms. That symptoms are very bad symptoms. And in order to function normally, the person becomes physically dependent on the drug. So repeated administration of the drug has produced a state that requires continuous presence of the drug. And discontinuation of the drug leads to withdrawal symptoms. What are these drugs? Offending drugs, opioids, barbiturates, alcohol, benzodiazepines. So next one is drug abuse. So how we can differentiate between psychological, physical and drug abuse? Drug abuse means wrong use of the drug. Simple words. That is, you are using a medication in a manner and amount deviating from approved medical guidelines. It refers to the use of certain chemicals for the purpose of creating pleasurable effects on the brain. When you get pleasure, you try to use the drug again and again. That is drug abuse. Next one is drug addiction. We call it substance use disorder. You become addicted to the drug. Okay? It's a disease that affects person's brain behavior and leads to inability to control the use of legal or illegal drug or medication. Substance like alcohol. A person gets addicted to alcohol, marijuana, nicotine. So they are considered as drug habituating drugs. But when you become addicted, you may continue using the drug despite the harm it is causing. Last one is drug habituation. It is less intensive involvement with the substance. Like you consume tea, you like to take tea, you like to take coffee, you like to take tobacco. So that is mainly drug habituation. Next one is drug withdrawal reaction. You can see in the figure, the person stopped the drug and now he is having this withdrawal reactions. He's shouting, he's becoming aggressive, he's becoming angry. So there is sudden interruption of certain drugs result in adverse consequences. These are called withdrawal reactions. Symptoms include anxiety, fatigue, sweating, vomiting, depression, seizures, hallucinations. Right? Next idea category is teratogenicity. Now, it means ability of a drug to produce abnormality in the fetus when the drug is given to a pregnant woman. Like I told in the first video, there was thalidomide disaster where the thousands of babies were born with phocomelia. We call it seal-like limbs. And this focused attention on this particular area, teratogenicity. Now, all the drugs can affect at 3 stages in the pregnancy. One is the fertilization and implantation stage, which starts from conception to 17 days. The other one is organogenesis, when the organs in the fetus are being formed, 18 to 55 days, and followed by growth and development of the fetus, 56 days onwards. Like you can see here, the small child, infant, newborn, he's suffering from many disorders. Let's see, retinoic acid or vitamin A derivatives is really teratogenic, and we can see here it can produce malformations like craniofacial dysmorphism. So that means the pregnant woman had used retinoic acid, vitamin A derivatives. So that has produced such type of malformations in the newborn. There could be cleft palate, that is, there is split here, split in the tip of the mouth or the mouth of the palate. Thymic aplasia, it means that the thymus is not well developed, so it leads to less immunity. Neural tube defects, that means the spinal cord is not able to be properly developed, right? So critical period of exposure from 2nd to 5th week of gestation of the pregnancy is actually leading to this particular malformations. So let's see some of the human teratogens. There are so many, but let's see some. Like thalidomide can produce phocomelia, multiple defects, Anti-cancer drugs can produce multiple defects, even fetal death. Androgens can produce virilization, esophageal cardiac defects. Progestins can cause virilization. Stilbestrol can cause vaginal carcinoma. Tetracycline can cause discolored teeth and bone defects in the newborn. Warfarin can produce growth retardation and many other defects. Phenytoin can produce cleft lip palate, microcephaly, that is small brain. Hypoplastic phalanges, the fingers are not properly developed, right? So I have written virilization 3 times. So what do you mean by virilization? It means that a female fetus develops male-like characteristics. Okay. So next area category is carcinogenicity and mutagenicity. Now when you say carcinogenicity, it means ability of a drug to cause cancer. And when you say mutagenicity, it means the drug is able to cause genetic defects. How it occurs? Actually, the drug gets oxidized. It produces reactive intermediates. And these intermediates will bind to DNA and affect the genes and will cause structural changes in the chromosomes. So what are the offending drugs? We have anti-cancer agents, estrogens, tobacco, radioisotopes. They are highly carcinogenic and mutagenic. Drug-induced disease is the last category of ADR. They are also called iatrogenic disease. Now, why we call iatrogenic disease? Because the genic here means genesis, produces. How it's produced? It's physician-induced diseases. These are functional disturbances which are produced by the drug itself. Example, if the person is taking aspirin for a long time, salicylates for a long time, ultimately he's going to develop peptic ulcer. So the aspirin was prescribed by the doctor and it is causing peptic ulcer. So peptic ulcer becomes the drug-induced disease here. Similarly, hepatitis by INH. If a person is taking isoniazid hydrozide for a longer time, it develops hepatitis, inflammation of liver. Antipsychotics. By changing the dopamine level, it can cause Parkinson disease. So students, I hope you have understood all the categories of ADRs. So I hope all the slides are clear. You can go through them one by one and you can ask me any query.